Welcome to TacosandGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more anime reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the anime film Blue Giant. As always, I give you a brief synopsis, so without further ado, here we go. When Dai Miyamoto hears a live jazz performance, he's touched on a deep level and vows to become the world's best saxophone player. He begins to practice the tenor sax by himself with no formal education and no ability to read sheet music. This movie, if you're watching this today, October 7th, it will be releasing in theaters for 2 days only, October 8th and October 9th. And I highly suggest you watch this. I saw this film last night at Japan Society. Big shout out to Japan Society as well for the press ticket. And this, when I saw the trailer, one a little bit of more personal backstory on me. I am a huge fan of jazz music. I love jazz. I love classical music. For me, especially when I'm doing my writing or if I'm writing a review or even writing my comics, I usually listen to either jazz or classical music because of exactly why I do that is because the way they describe jazz in this film is that it just evokes emotions and it is about emotion. So when I'm hearing a certain score or a certain song and I'm writing Cry Hero, I'm writing My Name is Rachel, or I'm writing some other project I'm working on, I can feel the emotion from those sax. I can hear what the piano keys are trying to describe in a tone, and I can visualize a scene from that. And this is something that I think I really connected with it most is because that love for jazz that Dai has in here is because he's able to express himself. He's able to really feel the emotion. It's intense, as he said. And this is just a very beautiful film. This is the first time I have ever went to an anime screening where there were tears exiting the theater. There were people cheering, standing applause. Yesterday, it got a huge applause once the end credits started. I mean, this was an emotional roller coaster, man. And it's just a feel good film. And it's not like an emotional roller coaster, like in terms of, oh my gosh, this drama, 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 drama. It's not, there's very little actual drama in this, believe it or not, but it's more about, I think, for me in the audience in the theater, it is just that appreciation that we all have for jazz music, the appreciation we have for instruments such as the saxophone, the drums, the piano, and people who are blessed with the gift to operate these instruments and compose music. And you see that in this with these three men that all come together because they had that same love, they had that same drive. Dai has the dream to be the best saxophone player on the freaking planet. And you see that in him, and just seeing his drive, seeing him, regardless of adversity, regardless of the obstacles, he is going to get there. He practices non-stop, homing on his craft. And you're watching the film, you can't help but be inspired by that. I was watching this, and when there was moments where the adversity hits, them, and they overcome it. I tell you, when I tell you it was a standing ovation, and it was a loud pop in that Japan Society theater. It felt like wrestling because it felt like I was at a wrestling match because the pop was that loud because people were so invested in the story. And I never read the manga, but now I actually am gonna read the manga because I want to get a more in-depth look at these three characters, and each one of them have a chip on their shoulder. You have Dai, who wants to be the best, the best ever. You have Tamada, who's the drummer here, who's basically low level. He low skilled. He just picks up the drums, but he fell in love with music and he fell in love with playing with his friends. That he starts to hone his skills, and I think the one that a lot of people are gonna connect with is our pianist. And with him, he just really, like, he's very skilled, but he also, and I'm not gonna go into deep with his flaws. He's a very skilled pianist, but at the same time, there is something that has, when people who are naturally gifted, sometimes when they go through, is that arrogance, is that overconfidence. And let's just say he gets humbled real quick in this film, and that's where the tearjerker actually starts, when he actually gets humbled by life. And I really, and just to talk about the animation here, the animation here is gorgeous. It's beautiful looking anime, man. Like the cinematography, there's a lot of mix here of CG, especially when it comes to some of the playing the music, certain cars and certain scenes and backdrops. And I've seen some people who've seen the film already was complaining a little bit about it. The CG actually works very well. It's blended in very, very well with the backdrops, and especially when a Dai is playing, you get to see the beauty of that. And even when Yuki is playing as well, when he's on the keys, you see the way they do it when the use of the way the colors are, the way the CG pops, the way it just really enhances the scene, and especially with this brilliant, brilliant score. I rarely say this when it comes to the scores, but you have to get this score by Hiromi. It is a classic, classic, and it fits and matches so well. And as I was saying earlier, of how jazz invokes emotion, the score itself is a story. The score itself helps and complements the scenes, but I'm telling you, if it wasn't for this brilliant score, I don't think the film would have been as good as it is. It's one of the best anime films out there. Right now, I'm torn between which one I like this year the most, Slam Dunk or this. So and it's like it's literally neck and neck, but I might give Blue Giant just a little bit more of anime film of the year, just because of that raw emotion. And I think it's more a raw emotion for a lot of people. If you really are into jazz music, you are gonna fall in love with this film. But even if you're not into jazz, you're just gonna be feeling good at the end of this, because it really is a feel good story of hope, perseverance, and the lessons that we were all taught as we were, as kids. You work hard. If you apply yourself, you're gonna get to your goals and dreams. And I think for a lot of people in that theater, that message came across. That's why so many people were cheering. That's why there was literally tears in the theater with a lot of people, because they really resonated with that pursuit of happiness, that pursuit of dreams. And I think that theme worked very, very well. There's no conflict between the three guys from time to time, and it works. But once they get on that stage, it's a treat. If you get a chance to go to the theaters, please go check out this film. It is one of the best anime films of the year, if not the best anime film of the year. For those who read the manga, I haven't read the manga, but I think you're gonna be pleasantly happy what they did with your favorite characters here. I think you're gonna be happy with the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is what's gonna really move you. That's really gonna bring everything together. It's highly emotional, not just from the character standpoint, story standpoint, but the music in general, the jazz, I mean, the saxophone, the piano, the drums, everything comes together and it just evokes emotion in you. It's gonna be hard not to be inspired with watching this. This is Dustin from otakusandgeeks.com. If you like what we do here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Blue Giant is getting 4.5 stars. This is a must-watch anime film of the year contender. Please go check this one out. And once again, thank you to Japan Society, of course, in New York. So definitely check out Japan Society, especially if you live in New York. They have a whole lot of screeners and events, and definitely check them out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to their website so you can sign up and become a member. As always, thank you, love, peace, and happiness. Blue Giant, 4.5 stars. This is a must-watch film, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later days.